I would say that in being faithful to the original simulacra of the Cats musical, the movie is actually building on this canon of human-cat juxtaposition.
Totally. I just want them to look like cats.
Cats perfectly embodies what T.S. Eliot set out to write about in his book of poetry, Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats.
What we the viewers wanted from a 2019 Cats was a big Hollywood budget movie musical with costumes and makeup design, a big set, but what we got were humanoid cats with alopecia. I just think after we've been teased for months and months with these amazing performances by dozens and dozens of the greatest actors of our generation, we were excited to see them look like cats. Wow. Instead, we got these like super sexualized breasts, slinky dancing cats, and it was creepy, and I refuse to believe that Dame Judi Dench wanted this.
When you saw the Broadway musical, did you see like actual cats like meowing on stage, or was it people ballet dancing, singing English songs like with their full human bodies in
we want them
primitive fur technology?
We can suspend disbelief that these are human people playing these characters. We just want them to look like cats. For example, I thought that they would have cat noses, okay? I think a nose is an important feature on a cat. And every character in the new Cats has a human nose. They also have human eyes, they have human facial features, human lips, no whiskers, they just have a little fur and some ears. And to me, that's not a cat. They're sexualized and it's creepy, and I have a point on this, okay? A Knox College professor, Francis McAndrew, with a PhD, I'll add, co-author of a 2016 paper on the nature of creepiness, said, "As things become more human-looking, usually we find them to be cuter, and we like them more. However, when something becomes almost exactly like a human, but not quite, we find it creepy." And that's exactly what happened with cats. They're creepy.
It's...
Cat got your tongue? I'm sorry, I had to.
You really thought that this was gonna be good? You really thought that this was gonna be like
You really think that it's good now?
I think it's redeemed. The fact that they are literally cats with boobs, with human forms, I think that adds to the campiness. To quote my mother, Susan Sontag, the inventor of camp, she wrote in Notes on Camp, 1964, "Indeed, the essence of camp is its love of the unnatural, of artifice and exaggeration. I am strongly drawn to camp, and almost as strongly offended by it."
I love camp too, but just to hear Mom, who I'm sure is Lovely's point, there was no disbelief, they just looked like humans. Camp is a little bit funny and playful, and there's not really anything playful about the way that they look. And what I really think from like the behind the scenes and all the interviews with the cast is that they didn't think this was camp. They don't think it's playful. They think they're gonna win an Oscar like Anne Hathaway. Like this is a very serious, meta, acting part for them, when really we just wanted them to dance around as cats.
To quote Sontag again, excuse me. When something is just bad rather than camp, it's often because it's too mediocre in its ambition. Cats was meant to be this giant Hollywood spectacle, this magical melange of artifice and reality. And I think that's what redeems it, because in its failure, it becomes camp.
I think that we're at a crosshairs in society. How much can CGI participate in camp? The advanced fur technology was recently already put into test this year with the premiere of Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. Sonic was also human-like. He had really wrangly hair like the current cats, and Twitter erupted so much so that Sony halted the production of Sonic the Hedgehog in order to go back and refix his appearance. There was a really good quote from The Guardian that says, "Sonic looked like a cheap knockoff Sonic toy that your kid might win at a fairground and then be terrified of," and that's exactly how I feel about these cats.
I personally would just rather watch a live action movie. I'd rather watch someone like sit down with a camcorder at a Cats musical and just like watch that, whatever. But whether or not this movie will have a place in the American canon, I think it will. And even though I do not think it will be commercially successful because America is just not ready, this is going to be the movie of the holiday season.
No, America was not ready for Cats, and I'm upset that anyone who dares see this movie in theaters will have to watch Jennifer Hudson sing a breathtakingly beautiful performance of Memory to a theater full of laughter.
Just because something upsets you doesn't mean it's bad. I think the 2019 Cats movie offers an opportunity for viewers to really think about why they're so upset at this idea of cats with boobs who all compete to die. I'm sorry, I can't do that, right? Were you expecting Anne Hathaway, like shaved head, Dream to Dream, from Memories, from Jason Derulo's Macabre?
Don't get me started on Memory.
Comment below, like and subscribe. We have more videos every week.